So yesterday we have seen what is styling, okay, how it is in normal HTML and how it is in the LWC. Okay, in LWC in Salesforce we use external classes, okay, external classes, or we use the SLDS. What is SLDS? Salesforce Lightning Design System. So that how to use and when to use, we have seen that. Yes or no? Now let's say class 1, go to the class 1. Yeah, so this is a external CSS. Okay, uh, we do not have anything here styling. If we do not have anything here in styling, then we can use that styling. We can configure the styling in the CSS, and we have seen the naming convention should be the same name we have to use for the CSS file, for the JS file, for the HTML file, and for the total component. Okay, and how we can write like this, so like h4 h1 p, so that you can write it because we are using those tags or those elements here, h1 h4 h5 p. Okay, if you don't want to use this, you can comment this one. Okay, you can comment this one, or you can completely remove this one, let's say. And here you can have you can have this SLDS classes, SLDS large, SLDS medium, SLDS small. So like that, you can have that. And if you want to like make something capital also, you can do it, all with the help of SLDS classes. What is this class? This class is nothing but it's an attribute which tells what styling and from where we can apply for this element. Okay, so this point you have to remember. Now if I go to YouTube, let me open my previous channel. Just a minute. Yeah. So you practice. Okay. I have mentioned what are the top SLDS classes that we have to practice. Okay. So I'll paste it in the chat once the class is done. Yeah. Okay. So what is SLDS? Why we have to use that? I have clearly mentioned in this video. So watch that video. See, there is another one also. Understanding class attribute for CSS in LWC. So these all the videos I'll share it. So please watch that one. Okay. So we are now not going to discuss again topic on SLDS because it's very small thing, but you have to practice a lot. So that's why I will share these two videos for you. Now coming back to the data type basics for the JavaScript. Data type basics for the JavaScript. Let me close this one. So this example we have seen previously. Whatever the data types or data we declare here with the property names. See, property. This we call as a property, or let's say variable or property. That means, see, what is name? You have to understand this one. So let's name it property or variable declaration in JavaScript. Okay, we call this as a properties. Also, we call this as a variables. See, what is now age is equals to 30. Okay, age equals to 30. Here, if I write after some time and after all these all statements, age equals to 31. Okay, so what happens? What happens? Whatever the age we have till now, it was 30. Now the age is 31. So data types we understood. A name, age, percentage. So we have used a string, a number, boolean, array, object, every different data types we have used. But where we are keeping the data? We are keeping the data inside a variable. This is called as variables or properties. When we'll call property, when we'll call variable, we'll understand a little later. But see, if you understand data types, now what that data where we are keeping, you have to understood that is called as variable, name variable, age variable, percentage variable. So why we call it as a variable? Now what is the value of age? It's 30. Now what is the value of age? It's 31. So if I print here age, what it will take? Will it take 30 or will it take 31? So it will take 31 because what is the latest value? What is the updated value? It's 31. Okay. Whenever computer starts, whenever our compiler or interpreter we say, like it will start, like start decoding. Okay, start executing this code line by line. First name. Okay, name equals to Kalyan Chakravarti. Then age, it will write it as 30. Then percentage. Everything it will write again at the line 21. When it comes, what is the age value? It's 31. Okay, age equals 31. So what it will do is, whatever the latest value is there, that latest value it will take it and keep it. Okay, why we are calling it as a variable? Because first I have given 30, now I have given 31. I am varying, right? I am varying from age equals to 30. I am storing again age equals to 31. Think this age, whatever you are seeing here, as a container. Okay, as a container. First, what value we had? We were having the value 30. Now I cancelled it and I have stored 31. Now I can cancel it. I can store 45 as well. So like this, I can vary the data. Okay, vary the data inside that particular variable. That's why we call this name, age, this all we call it as a variables. Variables. Okay. Now I hope you understood the concept of variable. So inside the variables, we are storing the data. What data? Different data types. String, number, percentage, like that. Okay. Now let me display this one. Failure to deploy metadata. Okay. Why? Okay. This is an error. One error in Salesforce Meta API common dot. Not resolve the name. Maybe something messed up here. Okay. Just a minute. Yeah. So until it runs fixing, I'll open this one. So this all we have seen the data, right? First it is 30, but it will not be 30 now. It will be 31. Whatever the latest value we keep it, and that will be displayed here. I'll show you. Hmm. Yeah, it is deployed now. Let me open that one. Let me reload the page. See, you can see 31, right? You can see 31. So how you can see 31? Because that is the latest value in this variable. Now, if I give it as age equals to 55, then again, if I deploy, it is 55. Okay. So this is how we use variables to store, to modify, to keep updating the data in it. Okay. Keep updating the data in it. So you can keep updating any data here, any variable. Let's say marks, not marks. Let's say percentage equals to 92.5. Okay. Now let me update it. Okay. Got it. So this is how you can change the data inside the variable. That's why we call these all as a variables. Okay. Now, if I write just if I sorry, let me write here down. If I write just mm, school name, okay, school name, then it is called as declaring a variable without initializing it. Okay, so it will have no data, undefined. Okay, undefined. Okay, now if I write school name equals to some ABC high school, this is called as initializing the variable with a particular value. Okay, this is called declaring the variable. This is called initializing in the sense you are assigning some value. Okay, you are assigning some value to it. This is called as initializing the variable. Now if I write like this, it's called updating the value inside that variable. Got it? So each action has certain name. First, if you don't give any value, it is called declaring. If you give a particular value, it's called initializing. Okay, if you assign some data to this variable, then it's called as initializing. Next, if you update the value inside the data, then it's called as updating the value. Got it? So this is how the variable gets declared, gets initialized, gets updated inside the JavaScript programming language. Okay, well and fine. Now, so let me add this one. How will bind this one? How will bind this? You'll go to HTML. You'll write like this, right? Paragraph. Inside the flower brackets, we use the name called school name, the property name or the variable name which we have given here. That we will be using here. Let it load. Mhm. Yeah, you got the latest value inside that variable. The latest value is school name. Okay. Now, this is about variables. So, we have seen about variables. We have seen about uh, different types of data. What are the main types of data? So, the fundamental. We call this as a fundamental types of data types. Those are string, numbers, boolean. Okay. Whereas this is called as little advanced data types. Okay. Uh, it's a array of numbers. We call it as an array of numbers. We can also call it as let's say marks. Sorry, hmm, marks and strings. See, I can. This is not array. Wait 1 second. Set of subject. Array array of yeah. So this is called as array of strings. This is called array of numbers. Okay. So what's the difference? This is also an array. Array means multiple elements put together. This is one element. This is one element. This is one element. We call this as element array elements. So here also we have elements only. But what's the difference here? Here it is okay. Here it is numbers. Here it is strings. Okay. Here it is numbers and here it is strings. This is how these both are different. But basically, this is also array. This is also array. How in the computer memory this will be stored? In the computer memory, this will be stored like this. So if I take 85, 90, 78, then it's 85, 90, then 78. So like this, it will store. More about array we'll be discussing tomorrow in the advanced data types. But for now, just I am explaining in brief. So if it is strings, so in place of numbers, we will be having strings here, maths, like that. Okay. So this is again little different. Once you understand this one, then we'll see that we can see that one. Today, my concentration is how you can declare a variable, how you can initialize a variable, how you can update the variable with different data types. Okay, that I want you to understand. Okay, is that clear?
Here we have point, so it is called floating.
Yeah, this is called floating or decimal, or we can also call as number only. Okay. Yeah. So any further questions? Okay. If you are clear with this one, then we'll understand the array concept. We'll start understanding array concept today itself. See, I have how many students? I have four students. Sorry, three students I have. So student names is array. See, whenever you are declaring a variable, declaring or initializing a variable, keep in your mind that you are initializing a memory for that memory, computer memory. In the memory you are giving some space to it. Okay, so that you have to remember. Whenever you are keeping the first value, it's the initialization. So initialization, okay, it will get some value. If you are changing, it will change, it will change to the new value. Again it will change to the new value. So like that, the memory space, let's say this has a age, so the memory space will be remaining constant there itself. It remains there itself. The only the value inside that memory will get updated time to time whenever you update the value inside that variable. Okay, that you have to remember in your brain. Now see, if you have array, how the memory will be there, I have already shown you. This is how the memory will be there. Let me refresh. Yeah, let us understand the arrays today itself. Arrays, array is nothing but group of elements put together, group of elements. Group of elements of a particular data type. Hmm, it's okay. Particular data type put together in consecutive, consecutive, okay, consecutive memory locations. It's simple. Consecutive memory locations in the sense side by side. Okay, if you put together side by side, then it is called as an array. Then it is called as an array. Okay, then it is called as an array. Now let us take the example. Student name equal to John, Dave, Ravi. Okay, so these three names are there. So what happens whenever you write this code? Whenever you write this code inside the program, then what that code will do is inside the computer memory, it will start creating the data for you. In the first place, it will create John. In the second place, we create Dave. In the third place, it creates Ravi. So only 3 locations will be created. The last will be empty or null. We won't say null or empty. In the C language, it's different. Here it's different. So for now, don't consider this one. Okay. Only 3 locations we have it. So this is how it is structured. I mean, side by side. I have told right here, group of elements of a particular type. That means these all belong to one data type only. What data type? Strings. These all are strings. So it's an array of strings put together in a consecutive memory locations. That means side by side. Okay, side by side memory locations. Not John somewhere, Dave somewhere, Ravi somewhere. They're all in the consecutive memory locations. Then that concept or that particular data type where we have this structure is called as an array. Here it's an array of strings. If I have numbers here, it's an array of numbers. So like that, it depends on whatever the data type inside you are using. Based upon that, you call it array of numbers, array of strings, like that. Now this is array of strings. Now, okay, John, Dave, Ravi, we have. What if I want to remove Ravi or add any new student name into this array? See, there will be requirement, right? Now I have 3 students. I may be having more students. Okay, I may be having more students. So how to do that? We have a way. We have a way. Student dot, sorry, student names dot push. Okay, we call it as a push. One second. Something issue is happening. This is file issue, not a program issue. Mm-hmm. Yeah. See, we'll discuss some one more topic here. Actually, what I was doing is I was doing the operations inside the class itself. See, this concept I have to tell you, but not now. Right now, we'll discuss this little later. But before this, I will have small topic. I will have small topic here. We call it as a connected callback. Okay, we call this as a connected callback. Remember this one. This is a connected callback. You can declare, you can declare or initialize the data here, but you cannot manipulate. You cannot manipulate the data. Manipulate in the sense add, delete, or do any changes to the data uh, for the arrays or for the, let's say, objects inside this class. Okay, so what we have to do inside the class, we need to have a special method. This is, we call it as a method. This we call it as a method. This we need to have, and in this method we have to write like this dot students names dot push. I'll tell you why I am writing this one. First, let me help you understand this one. This is a class. Okay, this is a class. We call this as a JavaScript class. Okay, with the name data type in JavaScript. Same as this one. Okay, same as this one. Which one? The component name. The class name will be same. whatever the data you write here, those all are called as properties. Okay, we call this as a class properties. Class properties. Okay, these all are class properties. Now this one you just remember. Now for now we'll talk more about these methods in upcoming classes, but for now you remember that this is called as method. Okay, this is called as method. Okay, this is called as method. Why method? Why we are using this method? Because I want to manipulate the data, I want to do some operations. So right inside this class I can't do it. So inside the class I need to have a special method called as connected callback. See, methods will be like this also, name1, or let's say method1. So like this also I can have, but this method is special method. We call this as a connected callback method. What it will do is, whenever our HTML or JavaScript or the total component loads onto this page, this method starts execution. That's why we call it as a connected callback. Whenever our HTML document or component, this LWC component gets connected to this UI, get connected to this page, get loaded, then this starts executing. So while it is executing, what should happen? We can write it here. So what I am telling here, whenever this program starts execution, okay, whenever this complete program start execution, so it will first what it will do, okay, it will set all the variables. It will set all the variables. Then it has a connected callback. So whenever this connected callback method is also executed in the backend, then what happens? It starts updating the array. It starts updating the, okay, array for us. Which array? We have to write this. We have to write, we have to say that this dot student names, or we have to say that this dot percentage. Why this? Because we have to tell this method that from this class I have a student names variable, array variable, that I want to update. Okay, that I have to tell it. So how we can tell that? You have to write like this dot student names. Why this? Why student's name? This all we'll discuss, but for now just remember that we are using a method which starts executing whenever our component gets loaded onto the UI page. Okay, that method name is called as connected callback. So we have this dot student names, this dot okay, uh, we can write this dot percentage, whatever, this dot, let's say, percentage. So we can update like this. If you are updating here, then directly you can update. See, first I have declared the and initialized with 88.5. Then I have declared, I have updated the value with 92.5. So like that I can update. But whenever you are updating inside a method, then we have to mention this dot percentage. What happens if this not is used? We'll discuss later. For now, just remember this one. A connected callback is a method which starts executing whenever our component gets loaded onto the UI. And this is very important because you can't manipulate the data here, right here. For the variables, you can do it. For the arrays, for the objects, whenever you are using like this push or like this methods, like these operations, you have to use it inside this connected callback only. Okay, that's fine. Let me deploy this source to the org. We have updated, but we are not printing, I think. Let me print it. Okay, student names. Got it? John, Emily, Doy, Smith. Now if you observe, now if you observe, what operation we have done here in this, let us understand this one. Okay, push. What this push will do is John, Jane, Doy. These three are there, right? In the fourth place, it will add Smith. In the back end, in the fourth place. Okay, in the fourth place, it will add Smith. Okay, got it? This is about push. Okay, this is about push. Now, now, what this is doing? What this is doing? In the first place, it is adding Emily. What is the first place here? In this array, what is the first place actually? You may think John is the first place, right? But not. I'll show you in the diagram. Arrays will start with 0 index. This is first, this is second, this is third. So this we call it as a index. This we call it as a index. Okay, array index. So at index 0, we have John. At index 1, we have Dave. At index 2, we have Ravi. So see, this example is different and these names are different. Let me put these names only here. Yeah, Jane. Not Jane. It is Dave, right? Sorry, it is Dave. Yeah. So in the 0th place, we have John. In the first place, or let's say index. Okay. In the at this index, 0th index, we have John 1, Jane, Doy 2. So what this will do is the 45th line. What it will do is this dot student's name. Whatever the student names variable we have, array we have, it will go to that array and change the first index. What is the first index? This is the 0th index. This is the first index, right? It will change the first index value to the Emily. That means Jane will be changed to Emily. And in the fourth place, what happened? Push means whatever the three data we have, it will keep that one and it will add push at the end the Smith. So here it will add Smith. So our data should be John, Emily, Doe, Smith. John, Emily, Doe, Smith. Is this clear? I know it may be little confusing, but remember one thing: arrays. What is array? You try to understand. See, what is today? Only two things you have to keep in your brain. One is one is the variables. Okay, one is the variables. We can declare the variable. We can initialize the variable. Okay, we can update the variable. So we can do any operation on the variables. So that we have seen. So in that variable we can assign different types of data. For this I have assigned decimal or float, here numbers, this and here array, so here object. So for that variables we can assign the data. That also clear. Now we are discussing about the special data type called as array. So that array, what we are discussing, how to add an element to the array, at the end how we can add, and at a particular index how we can add. that we have seen it. Okay, this dot student names dot pop dot pop. Okay, pop. What is meant by pop here? When I say pop, push means what is happening? Push means the data is getting added. Push in the sense data is getting added. Pop in the sense data will get removed. Okay, data will get removed. Whenever I use the operation called as pop, okay, whenever I use operation push, it gets Smith added to the last. Whenever I use pop, whatever the last element is there, that element gets deleted, popped out. Okay, let me show you. So now you will not have Smith because I have added Smith here. I have Emily to the first place, Jane. Now I want this student name to pop out one element. Which element? The last element. Let it load. Yeah, you can see only three elements now. Why three elements? The fourth element, the Smith which we pushed to this array, got popped out now. Okay. We have many other things like unshift, then this dot student name dot shift, slice, sorry, splice. So we have many operations we can perform on the arrays. Okay. See, these are the all operations we can perform. Okay. This one second. Yeah, add, concat, entries, every fill, finder for each. These are the all operations we can perform. Okay. Reverse, slice, sum, sort. We can sort it. Sort in the sense it will sort. Sorting, right? In the alphabetical order, it will sort it. Reverse, reversing the order of students. So like this, you can perform n number of operations. You try to practice. I have explained pop, sort, reverse, and push and pop. These all we have seen. Now you try to understand shift, unshift, and splice. This is your today's task. Playing with the arrays. That's it. Now you may ask me the question. In the like HTML, whatever the final value is there, that only you are able to see, right? You are not able to see what, like, step by step updating, like what happened in this step, what happened in this step. So you want to know, right? So for that, you have a way we have a way called as console.log. Okay, console.log. Like this we have to write. See, for now, when I'm introducing new topic, try to understand a little. Going further, you'll understand what is this console.log a lot. Okay. Now see what happened. I have printed. This is called printing console.log. See, for a browser to debug in the sense to understand what's happening inside the program, we have a way. So you have to go to this three dots, more tools, and we have a developer tools. inside the developer tools, we have something called as console. This console will tell what is happening inside this JavaScript program. Okay, this console will tell us what is happening inside the JavaScript program. How we can know that? We have to write console.log log. So log this whatever I am declaring here, you log, so what I am writing here, you log it onto the console. Log in the sense you print it onto the console. Now after the push operation, again let us update the updated students, let us print. Okay, then again after one operation. Hmm, one second. Console.log adding, see, oh, uh, adding that index 1. So this is this dot student names, again we'll print it. Okay, now after pop operation, what's the data? Again you can print it here. Pop. So like this you can print it n number of times. So what this will do, I'll show you. Final student names. Deploy this source to the org. Let me reload. Let me plug in the charger. Hmm. See, this is a console. See, finally you got this one only. Okay, but let us see here. First, the component got initialized. This is a message I want to print on the console. See, console.log component has been initialized. This is a message I want to print it here. Now, hmm, this one to print it again, we need a different concept. Just a minute. Okay, this we'll discuss tomorrow. Time is up actually. See, this is called as console.log. Why we use it? Why you use it in the sense, we use this console.log to print or to debug what is happening inside the program. If you want to know line by line, step by step, for that we will use it. Tomorrow I'll explain you clearly about this console.log, and we'll discuss more about the new data type called as object or a map. Okay, this kind of data type we will discuss. Today we have discussed this kind of data type, right? Array. Tomorrow we'll discuss this data type. Okay, today you try to practice these different things. Try to google, try to use other articles. So use whatever, but try to understand this topic, arrays topic in the JavaScript. Okay, also SLDS videos I will share, practice that as well. we'll meet in tomorrow's class. If you have any questions, ping it in the group. Me or any of my team member will answer that. Okay. Okay. Thank you.